and welcome to this edition of Biker Angle. It's 9/11. Today, we got all those who sacrificed their lives, from the New York City Fire Department all the way to our soldiers in Afghanistan, to those who perished in those Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and the Pennsylvania flight. You're all in our prayers, and we will remember and we'll never forget, let me tell you. Unlike a lot of people out there who, want to go on with life that like nothing ever happened, that's just not the case. That day was something else, let me tell you. So, never forget, never surrender. That's the day the eagle cried. But let's jump into some biker stuff now. Before we go on, I actually want you guys to go over to Jester's Lab. Now, Tony is a new contributor on YouTube with his own channel, and he's from Malta. And Dibbers in the Wind, I always call him Dibs, but he just did a fantastic article with Tony, and the video was amazing. And it will give you guys an actual inside look at what it is outside the United States, or even maybe out of Canada or Australia, how some of the stuff in Europe's done. And what's happening in Malta, man, where everybody gets along, that's something to say right there. So it's Tony with Jester's Lab. I'll actually put his new channel in the description box. So if you guys can go over there and sub him, and, introduce yourselves, say, hey, what's up, and all that stuff. So, great freaking stuff. If you haven't subscribed to Dibs, go over to Dibber in the Wind. He has 2 channels, so I'll put the one channel down that I have, and the other one, I'm sure you can find it right away. But awesome video from Malta, man. It was just a learning experience. And that's something with me, I love learning. So I like knowing, what's going on out there outside of the United States borders. I don't like being boxed in and shit like that, because I know the biker community, the club scene and stuff, does things different worldwide. And that's why it's so important for you to get all sides of the story, but from multiple sources. Just don't go to one or two. There's a whole source of people out there. And actually on Insane Throttle's HarleyLiberty.com, I got a whole list of channels on YouTube of contributors that have channels biker related. So go over there, check that out. But most of all, go check out Jester's Lab new channel. It is really awesome stuff. But today in the news, actually, yesterday it happened out of Greenville. County Sheriff's Office arrested 7 members of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club after an early morning shooting at a Greenville motel. According to Sheriff Donald Smith, the shooting occurred at the Hometown Inn on Lee Jackson Highway in Greenville just before 3 a.m. Monday morning. When deputies arrived on the scene, they found a male victim who had been shot and another male who had been beaten. The shooting victim was transported to an undisclosed location, hospital, where he was in stable but critical condition, Smith said. The male who was assaulted was also taken to the hospital, where he was treated for his injuries and then released. Upon arrival, deputies secured the motel and established a perimeter around the motel. Tactical teams from Stoughton Police Department and the Augusta County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant on 3 rooms. 7 men, members of the Hells Angels group, were detained at the scene and taken to Middle River Regional Jail, Smith said. According to Smith, the members of the group were from the New York City area. Of those arrested, 5 were charged with malicious wounding and use of a firearm and commission of a felony. The other 2 were charged with possession of meth and possession of a firearm while in possession of narcotics. In executing the warrant, the sheriff's office seized numerous items of Hells Angels clothing and jewelry, along with 8 motorcycles and 1 gun. Smith said. So basically, they jump in, grab them bikes right away. Both victims were members of the Pagans Motorcycle Club out of the southern portion of Virginia. It looks like, and this is a quote, it looks like the Hells Angels were the first and the Pagans showed up to rent a room. Then the two just clashed, Smith said. The one just attacked the other one. Quote, both had been at a convention type thing for their clubs and were just passing through the area. Smith added, they ended up meeting in the Greenville area and this was the result. The suspect's name, charges, and mugshots will be released later, Smith said. So we're going to be having more news on this as it comes available when they release it. Schools and daycare in the area were notified of the incident as a precautionary measure, and release said. The two groups are known to be rivals, Smith said. They don't get along very well. And the Hells Angels and Pagans are outlaw motorcycle gangs, as according to the U.S. Department of Defense now. You know, I thought that would have been the DOJ, but they put DOD down. The Pagans are a violent gang whose membership distributes cocaine, methamphetamine, marijuana, and more, according to the DOD. The Pagans are one of the most prominent outlaw motorcycle gangs in the Mid-Atlantic region, with an estimate of up to 250 members, 41 chapters in 11 states. The Hells Angels have up to 2,500 members who belong to more than 230 chapters in the U.S. and in 26 foreign countries, the DOD said. Why are they getting their sources from the Department of Defense? That just seems weird. In the U.S., they are said to have more than 92 chapters in 27 states. The Hells Angels are involved in the production, transportation, and distribution of marijuana and meth, as well as other drugs, the DOD said. Both gangs are involved in criminal activities such as assault, murder, theft, and more, the DOD said. This is the first motorcycle gang-related activity in the county in several years, Smith said, and most of the time we don't have issues with them here. But they are engaged in gang activity, he said. So basically, they're engaged in gang activity, but they haven't seen them for a while now. Several years, I think he just said. That don't make any sense. But hey, it's their story. Let them tell it. We haven't seen something of this magnitude that I'm aware of. So, yeah, the mainstream media not checking their sources, right? The DOD, why would they go to the Department of Defense to get their information? You think they would go to the DOJ, which is the Department of Justice, but who knows with the Department of Justice, how corrupt them assholes are now. You know, we thought they were corrupt before. That's nothing compared to what's coming out this week, man. You got old Trump boy out there about to release everything on their asses and let everybody know exactly what has been going on. You thought we had it bad as bikers? Damn. They be going after Trump like it's nothing, man. Like it's shit. Like they freaking Hitler and the Gestapo. But anyway, one more story. Let's go up to Quebec. And I know I got a lot of Canadian listeners out there, so maybe you can help me along on something like this. You know, because our laws are a lot different than your laws. But it seems to say here that one of the people, a drug dealer with, of course, they put tied to the Hells Angels down here. Without no proof, by the way. But anyway, there was a photo put on Facebook by this guy who got arrested. And I can't even say his last name. I think it's a French national. Desputawaks, or it's, yeah, so you can tell. I can't pronounce that last name. I ain't French, guys. No freaking, pun intended. But anyway, he put a freaking photo up on his Facebook page, and it said ACAB on it. So they went and arrested this guy on threats to police off of an ACAB photo. All cops are bastards bullshit. It says, it's more than a photo. I don't see why it should be less important than a case where a member of a visible minority was threatened. So cops are now up there making themselves out to be in a minority. Now that's a switch. that really is a different tactic. You know, I'm glad that they're using it up in Canada and not right now in the United States. But, really? You post ACAB on Facebook, and that not only gets you arrested, but they also said that he had to hand over a DNA sample because of that. So now, not only does he have to, you know, get arrested and shit like that, but now he has to give up a DNA sample, and that gets put in the computer off a posting of ACAB. Really? So, those up in Canada, you really have to, you know, try to fill me in on how shit works up there, criminal-wise. You know, I know you guys got more of a left-leaning government, and that's one of the things. It's not like Democrat-Republican here in the United States. Other countries like Canada, or even Oz, they're the exact opposite in their meanings. So, guys, fill me in on that. Is it really getting that bad up there where the cops fear for their lives off of an ACAB posting? Come on, man. Really? But with that, thanks everybody for the orders for the new book. It is doing awesome. #1 on Kindle. And it's just selling. So what I'm hoping to do, like I've been saying, is I want to be able to take Motorcycle Madhouse 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And thanks for everybody that listened to the Kazakh article. I know a lot of people got a kick out of that squirrel bit with Butterball, let me tell you. But hey, that's none of my business. He a freak. But he shouldn't get caught on tape talking about fucking squirrels. But Kazakh One Percenters came on and wanted to give their 2 cents about their position on some of the rumors that were being put out there as far as Big Pete being offered positions within their club, and that's not the total case at all. So, hope you enjoy that episode. It was just released, and it's getting some good traffic right as we speak. But with that, I'll be back tomorrow. Remember to keep everybody who perished on 9/11 in your prayers, and let's keep up the good fight, man. Let's not let loose, and let's not forget about what happened that day.